The 227 show 2025, entitled Honesty, presents a multi-layered narrative that probes the essence of human integrity, interpersonal dynamics, and the subtle ethical dilemmas that shape everyday existence. From the opening frame, the series establishes a distinct visual and emotional tone, immersing viewers in a world where each character's choices ripple through both personal and communal spaces. The initial scene depicts Angela, a dedicated community volunteer, navigating a bustling morning routine filled with minor frustrations and unnoticed acts of kindness. The camera captures these details with a deliberate intimacy, emphasizing the poignancy of ordinary life and the moral undercurrents that accompany seemingly mundane actions. As the narrative unfolds, we are introduced to Marcus, a charismatic yet morally conflicted entrepreneur whose decisions challenge the boundaries between ambition, loyalty, and self-deception. Marcus serves as a narrative foil to Angela, embodying the complexity of human nature and the tension between personal gain and ethical responsibility. One of the standout qualities of Honesty is its capacity to intertwine humor, pathos, and moral reflection seamlessly. The comedic interactions among neighbors, playful banter among children, and situational ironies provide levity, yet these moments are intricately connected to the characters' deeper emotional and ethical journeys. Humor is employed not merely for entertainment but as a lens through which human vulnerability and resilience are examined. Central to the series is the nuanced depiction of ethical conflict. Characters frequently confront situations that demand self-examination, courage, and moral reasoning. In a pivotal episode, Angela faces a dilemma where revealing the truth could jeopardize her relationship with a close friend, raising questions about loyalty, transparency, and the nature of ethical obligation. The tension is accentuated through cinematic techniques, strategic framing, subtle lighting shifts, and extended close-ups capture the internal struggle, while the accompanying sound design underscores the emotional gravity without overpowering the scene. The series excels in developing characters whose motivations, fears, and desires are fully realized. Angela's blend of compassion and pragmatism, Marcus's oscillation between charm and self-interest, and the nuanced portrayals of secondary characters collectively form a mosaic of human experience. Each character is granted narrative agency, allowing the audience to engage with a spectrum of ethical perspectives and emotional realities. Honesty also demonstrates a remarkable command of visual storytelling. Color schemes, lighting, and spatial composition are leveraged to reflect emotional states and thematic concerns. For instance, moments of moral ambiguity are often framed within muted tones and constrained spaces, while scenes of revelation or personal growth are depicted with expansive, naturally lit environments, reinforcing the narrative through visual metaphor. The show's narrative architecture is intricate yet coherent, weaving multiple storylines that intersect meaningfully. Episodes often juxtapose public and private spheres, illustrating how ethical choices in one domain reverberate across others. This interconnectivity underscores the series' exploration of honesty as both a personal virtue and a social necessity. Supporting characters provide depth and context, each contributing uniquely to thematic exploration. Elderly figures offer historical perspective and contemplative insight, while younger characters reveal evolving moral sensibilities and the challenges of emerging adulthood. The interplay between generations is sensitively depicted, emphasizing continuity and contrast in ethical reasoning and human behavior. The attention to dialogue and honesty is particularly noteworthy. Conversations are layered with subtext, blending humor, tension, and philosophical reflection. Exchanges between characters serve to advance the plot, reveal inner conflict, and highlight relational dynamics, making communication itself a thematic focus. The writer's ability to balance naturalistic speech with narrative significance enhances immersion and intellectual engagement. Music and ambient soundscapes are integral to the storytelling, subtly guiding viewer attention and reinforcing emotional cues. The series employs diegetic and non-diegetic sound strategically, creating moments of suspense, introspection, or emotional release that align seamlessly with visual storytelling and character development. The exploration of family and community forms a cornerstone of the narrative. Interpersonal relationships are depicted with authenticity, capturing the complexity of trust, loyalty, forgiveness, and the negotiation of conflicting desires. The series emphasizes that honesty is often a relational act, shaped by context, history, and the expectations of others. Character growth is portrayed as a continuous, often nonlinear process. Angela's journey toward greater openness and moral courage parallels Marcus's evolution from self-interest to reflective accountability. Secondary characters experience subtle shifts in perspective, underscoring the pervasive influence of ethical reflection and interpersonal interaction. The series' humor is sophisticated, integrating situational comedy, witty repartee, and observational humor. These moments provide relief, enrich characterization, and illuminate relational subtleties, demonstrating the capacity of humor to coexist with serious ethical and emotional content. Attention to environmental and material detail enhances narrative realism. The arrangement of spaces, personal belongings, and community landmarks contributes to character development, social context, and thematic resonance. Viewers are invited to observe the world not only through action and dialogue but also through the rich visual texture of the environment. Pacing is carefully modulated, allowing tension to build organically and emotional beats to resonate. Narrative transitions are seamless, balancing immediacy with reflective interludes. Plot developments are foreshadowed subtly, encouraging active engagement and interpretive participation from the audience. Ethical dilemmas are multidimensional and avoid simplistic moral judgments. Characters are confronted with competing obligations, desires, and consequences, reflecting the ambiguity and complexity inherent in real-life decision-making. The series presents morality as contextually situated, requiring discernment, empathy, and courage. Interpersonal dynamics are portrayed with nuance and depth. Friendships, mentorships, and romantic entanglements are explored as arenas where honesty is continually tested. Conflicts emerge from miscommunication, differing values, and personal ambition, and resolutions require negotiation, empathy, and ethical reflection. Honesty's narrative richness is further amplified by its exploration of societal pressures and communal norms. Characters navigate expectations imposed by work, family, and neighbors, negotiating these demands while striving for self-integrity. This thematic thread emphasizes that ethical choices are rarely isolated, highlighting the interconnectedness of individual and collective life. Visual composition supports thematic and emotional content. Long takes capture subtleties of gesture and expression, while camera movement guides attention and underscores narrative significance. Lighting choices convey mood, psychological states, and relational dynamics, reinforcing storytelling through visual means. Characterization is layered, emphasizing both internal complexity and relational influence. Angela's introspection, Marcus's evolving self-awareness, and secondary characters' nuanced responses illustrate a spectrum of ethical engagement, highlighting the multidimensionality of honesty. Secondary narratives involving civic engagement, social responsibility, and community conflicts provide additional layers of thematic exploration. These storylines illustrate how individual ethical decisions reverberate within broader social structures, reinforcing the central motif of honesty as both personal and collective. The series demonstrates resilience and growth as central human themes. Characters face setbacks, experience moral failure, and engage in reflective learning processes, highlighting the iterative nature of personal and ethical development. Honesty marries narrative sophistication, character depth, and technical mastery to create a viewing experience that is simultaneously intellectually stimulating, emotionally resonant, and socially insightful. The series challenges viewers to reflect on the complexities of human behavior, ethical decision-making, and relational interdependence, presenting a multifaceted exploration of honesty in contemporary life. In conclusion, 227 Show 2025 achieves a remarkable synthesis of character-driven storytelling, ethical inquiry, and immersive world-building. Honesty exemplifies the nuanced portrayal of human integrity, relational complexity, and the moral ambiguities of modern existence. Its richly drawn characters, interconnected storylines, and thoughtful technical execution make it a series that entertains, enlightens, and resonates deeply. By engaging with the challenges, failures, and triumphs of its characters, viewers are invited to contemplate the practical and philosophical dimensions of honesty, empathy, and accountability, ensuring that the series leaves a lasting impression and fosters ongoing reflection on the values that shape human life. Each episode reinforces the importance of self-reflection, courage, and interpersonal awareness, illustrating that honesty is not merely a principle but a lived practice that requires vigilance, sensitivity, and ethical commitment. The meticulous attention to visual, auditory, and narrative detail creates a fully realized world where moral complexity is not abstract but tangible, experienced through the lives, struggles, and decisions of relatable characters. Honesty ultimately stands as a compelling meditation on the human condition, blending entertainment with insight, reflection, and emotional engagement, marking 227 Show 2025 as a landmark production in contemporary television.